Coming up today on Ktown Social Club, Trump's team leaks war plans by accident. Would MAGA support taking over South Korea? A Korean-American family goes missing near the Grand Canyon. A Korean-American Lyft driver was killed. And are Bernie and AOC fake leftists? All that coming up and more.
From Koreatown, Los Angeles, thank you for tuning in to Ktown Social Club. For the issues you really care about. With Young Kim, David Yoon, Hajin Cho, Ed Choi, and I'm your host, Michael Kim. And with that, let's start the show.
All right, and welcome back to Ktown Social Club. I'm Michael Kim. Welcome to Ed Choi, Young Kim, and Hajin Cho.
Thank you.
Welcome all.
Thank
Don't
you.
forget to leave a comment, like this video, subscribe to our channel, and smash that notification bell. So, how's it going, everybody? How's it going, Young?
It's going like this, man.
She pie. Okay.
Why do you have it on 24 hours?
She pie. Korean style. No?
Oh, yeah?
I don't know, is it?
Military style.
Yeah,
The rest
okay.
of the world does that, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, so AM PM is an American thing.
So
Yeah.
if I wake up at like 4 p.m., I don't wonder if it's AM or PM.
That's true.
Yeah, it's
That's
either
true,
4 or
right?
16.
Love
Does that happen to you
that.
often?
No, but just in case, once a year.
No shame if you do.
You know. How about you, Ed? Anything new with you?
Not since last episode. I've actually been sitting here this whole time.
What do you mean? It's been 2 days.
I've been sitting here.
Dos días,
wearing the
señor.
same clothes.
How about you, Hajin? Anything on the weekend?
Oh, I saw a cool musical, 44 the Musical.
44?
It was a musical. It's an original musical about Obama, the 44th president. So
Okay.
it was like about his life, and the talent was amazing. It was at the Kirk Douglas in downtown Culver. If you guys have been there,
Kirk Douglas?
yeah.
Kirk Douglas.
Michael
Theater.
Douglas's father.
So he's doing theater.
I don't know. It's the
Kirk
theater
Douglas.
name.
He died.
Doesn't he own hella theaters here?
Oh, what?
It's like a family that.
Maybe Michael Douglas.
Michael Douglas is still alive. But, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. But it's his theater, right? Okay.
Regardless, it was at the
he's-
Kirk Douglas
the
Theater.
role. Oh.
Yeah, the
I
show
thought you
was
said Kirk
called
Douglas was
44
there.
the
I was
Musical, which is an original musical.
All right.
It's doing really well, actually. It's selling really well. So it's about Obama and the guy that played Obama. I think he was on The Voice, and then like the woman that played Michelle, amazing. I think she's like a famous R&B singer. I didn't really know them. And then I saw an old coworker. She was in the chorus, and she was killing it. Excuse me. So that was nice to catch up with her after. And yeah, check it out if you're in the LA area.
You didn't watch Snow White?
Is that out?
I think so. Is
I
it
think
out?
I'll watch
was
it.
Was it very good?
44. It is good. The
very,
talent's
very good.
insane.
For whether you're an Obama fan or not, it's a good
Yeah,
musical.
it's funny. It's like, well, I think it was a white Jewish guy that wrote it, but it's written very well. It's smart. It's funny. It's akin to like Book of Mormon, if you've seen that. It's obviously like political, satirical. The white guy that plays Joe Biden is like so funny because he plays him very senile and like old. But
Eli
it's funny.
Bauman is the creator,
Oh
right?
yeah, Eli Bowman. He came out in the
Okay.
beginning of the show and just introduced himself. And the vibe's so fun. It's all like funk, soul, R&B. The band. They're like up in the top. I've never seen like a band set up like that in the musical before. So like in a musical before. So the sound was very like all encompassing, and they were like, "Feel free to dance." And
How much
so
are
like
tickets like for musicals these days?
my friend AJ hooked it up. Shout out AJ.
Hook up.
But I don't know, probably like somewhere around 100. Theater's expensive. It's not very accessible. It's only
the
like,
se-
Actually, when
The
you think
seats
about
to-
the
Yeah.
time and the performance that
it's dying.
all the effort that it goes into it, I mean, like it's actually not that expensive when you think.
Well, the
about
tickets start at
but it's not
$44.
accessible to young people. Oh, for real? Okay, good.
Starts at 44.
But it's like an expensive movie, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Two expensive movie
Well, it's cheaper
tickets.
than Usha. Usha was like 300 or whatever it was.
What's Osha?
Yeah,
the
Cirque du
school.
Soleil in Vegas.
What
Oh.
seat? I forget, good seat.
And even
Sometimes
then,
you
they
can get.
still went
Sometimes you can
bankrupt.
get
Really?
good-
Yeah,
Osha
Cirque du
went
Soleil-
bank-
Cirque du Soleil went bankrupt.
They overexpanded. Dude.
Oh, did they?
They had
Shit.
too many. Like they have too many.
Right
kids.
around the pandemic. That's when they like closed down Blue Man Group at like Universal Studios
Oh,
and
yeah,
shit. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But support local theater. I mean, they want to obviously take it to Broadway, but that's going to take millions of dollars that like
It's
the
just-
theater industry doesn't have.
At this point, it's a local production.
Yeah, and it's been doing well. So I think they're moving it to like Philly next. They're going to do like a regional tour.
Cool.
Firstly. I hope Obama sees it. It's cool.
Right.
It's funny.
And
It's
then-
not offensive. I
right.
don't think.
And then you were mentioning a movie.
Did you see Snow White?
Snow White.
Oh yeah.
I heard
How was
it bombed, but what's the problem with it?
It bombed hard.
But why?
Hard. Well, first,
I don't know what the
remember, I think
marketing
this
was bad
this
or
was
something.
released probably around the time Little Mermaid with the
Black Mermaid.
The Black Mermaid, right?
Halle.
That came out, and then this was
Bailey.
announced around the same time. I think there was some backlash. And then Renee, I think she went on a few interviews and just said a few things that,
So that's the actress's name?
yeah.
Renee?
Yeah.
I think it's
Renee?
Rachel
Rachel,
Yeah.
sorry.
Zegler.
Rachel's, what was her name? What's her last
Zegler.
name?
Zegler.
Yeah, I was thinking Renee Zellweger.
Okay.
Close
Well,
enough.
Same initials,
Okay.
right?
I would do the same.
So I think that a lot of hate just snowballed. A lot of hate over that movie, and also her promoting the movie or what she said. I don't know. I think it's a
People,
big.
the right hates her.
Oh, they
Because
also
she's like- 'cause she's like,
were supposed to have dwarves or
feminist.
something, like
I don't
Snow
fucking
White and the Seven Dwarves, but apparently Peter Dinklage or something.
Peter Dinklage was
Yeah.
like said
Tyrion
something about
Lannister.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so then
Love
they
it.
changed it to CGI, but
oh, God.
No, they changed it to like regular people, but like 7 different regular people. So
no, it's CGI.
That wasn't CGI. They
No,
actually
it's
had it.
CGI.
Now it's CGI.
Oh, yeah.
They went through that.
Now
that
they're
other
not even
stage.
called dwarves; they're just called magical people. Yeah,
To like not be offensive, and
and
Disney's getting a lot of flack for that, I guess.
I heard you know that show Little People Big World. The one kid on that show, I just watched a video from him today, and he was like, Peter Dinklage fucked it up for all of Little People.
Yeah,
he's
that,
like,
no, it's true.
He's like
It's true.
he's like
He
for
was such an
little
advocate.
people to be represented in a Disney movie is
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's
They
not the
wanted the
little
roles.
They were like, he was like, it's not, and this is the part that stuck with me. He was like, it's not the little people that were problematic. He's like, it was a story. And if the story's problematic, then change it, which is crazy because that's what Rachel Zegler tried to do, and she got fucking canceled for it. She didn't even say anything bad. She just was like, hey, the original movie is misogynistic, and this one, the woman's not going to be as helpless. The guy's not going to, without consent, kiss her
Yeah.
without even knowing who she
That's
is.
what that's just
Fair
his thing.
point.
That's what people were mad about.
I think it added
The world is
on
too hard on
to-
women.
I do think that she came off the way she said it.
Did you also hear about like the thing between her and
Gal Gadot, 'cause
Yeah, Gal Gadot too.
Rachel Zegler is anti-Zionist.
It's not just like
Gal
Yeah,
Gadot
misogyny all the
is not.
time.
She's
You know?
Zionist.
And Gal Gadot's not only just a Zionist, but she's pro-IDF.
Yeah, so
She was IDF,
Right.
no?
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Because she was
Don't they
IDF,
all
she's
serve?
pro-IDF.
Yeah.
So like the two of them don't get along, and apparently they're not doing any tours together. And I actually
Oh yikes!
saw this. Apparently, Gal Gadot's really bad in the movie. I mean, she's a horrible actress. She is a horrible
People make fun of her a lot.
actress.
Yeah.
But the one comment that I did see on one of the videos was she was like, guys, stop making fun of her. She's been promised this role for 3,000 years. And that was hilarious.
Yeah.
Dang.
So, Snow White is black?
Kill it, Rachel.
No, I don't even
No,
know.
she's Hispanic.
I don't
She's
even-
Latina.
She's a Latina.
I don't
Her
even
big
see
break
her
was West Side
race.
Story.
I don't even see her
That's-
color. I don't see a problem
Well,
with it.
the problem that a lot of these, let's be honest,
But the
white people are
movie-
saying is they're like, in the movie, they state that her skin is fair as snow.
Oh my
She
fucking
has to be
God.
white. She's fucking fictional.
Yeah.
Nieve
fiction.
Blanca. Let's
She's
see.
super talented. She's like from the musical theater.
She
world.
actually was pretty good. I saw her performing. I thought she was good. She sings well. She actually.
She just needs like a PR training, I think, because she's
maybe.
young.
I don't know what it is, but
I mean, just like the internet loves
Oh, her mom
shit
is
on her.
Colombian and her father's Polish.
Ooh, oh, she's
interesting.
mixed. Okay.
And she's from Hackensack.
what were they?
Right?
New Jersey.
New Jersey.
Is there where they made?
I don't know.
hacky
Billy
sacks?
Joel would talk about Hackensack sometimes, or Long Beach, or Long Island, and Long Island Sound, and whatever, the Hudson River line.
Long Island.
There's like theater there, of course. You know, East Coast.
All right. So, why'd you ask about
Well,
Snow
I'll
White?
see it
I was
on,
just,
when
I was
it's
just
on
asking people's
streaming.
opinions because there was all these
Oh.
like things that are popping on my feed. I was like,
I haven't really tuned
it
into
now
that
has
drama.
a 1.9 stars on IMDb, which makes it lower than Dragon Ball Evolution, which is insane.
that was a pretty crappy movie.
That was the worst movie ever made.
I haven't seen it. Dragon Ball what?
Dragon Ball Evolution with white people playing fucking
Oh, that
Dragon Ball
shit.
characters.
Wait,
Why-
but
Or
the,
fictional.
Why
the
did you
God
watch
member,
that?
wasn't he in it? What's his name? Jay, I think.
Was it?
No, not Jay. The old dude. The old
June
dude.
Park.
June,
Oh my
yeah,
God.
he was in it.
Oh,
Yeah.
he was in
in
it?
it.
He was making. But I was reporting on this stuff. He was making his foray. This was when like everyone was trying to get into Hollywood and stuff, and you know after God,
Like
he
late
was-
2000s? Is that when
It was
it was
like
made?
2009.
Okay.
This is before What's Up, Man?
Ooh. I haven't
Right?
really tuned into this drama, but I know it's memed about a lot.
Yeah, it's way before. He was like.
It was like Hollywood doing its Hollywood thing. Casting white
Park
people as
Jun-
ethnic.
that's him, right?
ethnic
Yeah,
roles.
Yeah,
that's
that
actually a pretty. That's for his first feature film.
I mean, the argument on that one is a little weak because
Oh, yeah,
technically
yeah, yeah.
Goku is
That's
an
cool.
alien from outer space, but still, it's clearly Asian.
Okay, so this is now there's a new worse movie. Okay,
Damn.
so
Don't piss off the people.
have you seen Joker 2 with Lady Gaga? I haven't seen that.
I
I
watched
saw that
I
when I
watched
was,
a
like,
part
doing
of
my
it and then I
nails,
fell
like, in the
asleep one
background.
time, and the second time I just turned it off because there was too much singing.
Is it a musical?
Hate
It is.
musicals.
I mean, obviously they're good, but it's like, why? They should have ended it at the first.
I
movie.
can't
The first
believe
movie
like
was so
people
good.
in Phoenix actually
Hated on
agreed
that
with that
movie.
edit. You know, to
Oh my
you know,
goodness.
because he's a pretty renowned actor. You know what I mean?
I think he's full of himself, but sure.
Well, I mean, all
Yeah.
actors are, bro. You know, you
no,
have.
I
you
just,
kinda
I
have
mean, like, I don't think he's good.
Fair enough.
The first one seemed
Oh,
like.
I think he's really talented.
After seeing the first Joker, I was really excited. Like, oh, there's got to be a second one, because the first one, I felt like it was touching on something like,
Well, it was like realistic.
yeah, and there was
Yeah.
something like this rebellion. You want to fight against this something like,
Yeah.
and maybe
He's like a dark hero in that movie.
Yeah, so maybe the producers were like, all right, for the second one, let's go a different way,
I don't know what the fuck they were thinking.
and
I think they
it was
leaned-
so corny.
Did you watch
I
it?
think they
Did you
leaned
watch it
too
all the way?
heavy
What
into
was
that
it about?
dancing stair scene, and they were like,
I
"Oh,
just kinda
people
had it on
love
in the
this.
background.
Let's make it a musical."
You know,
What was that?
friggin' La La Land, dude.
Yeah,
After La La
was-
Land,
it
they
was
do that.
corny.
Wait,
I
La La
love La La
Land?
Land.
No, I mean, you know, the dancing scene or whatever. I didn't see all of it, so I don't know. But what
I
was the
haven't-
story
They
about?
I haven't
say-
seen it
You
at
haven't
all.
seen La La Land?
No.
That's an
You haven't seen La La
iconic
Land.
film. Oh my god, I love
Sorry,
that
I
film.
saw Sound of Music. Okay.
No, it's
Well, you don't see any
beautiful. It
Koreans going to the
highlights LA
hills of
really
the Sound of
well.
Music
Yeah.
taking
Damien
pictures from there.
Chazelle, yeah. Do you know
Anymore.
Damien Chazelle's work? Like Whiplash? Did you watch that?
I don't love
No.
musicals.
Okay.
Okay. Anyway, on to the show.
Land's old now.
Let's see.
Where were we?
Yeah, where were we? Hey,
Trump
I
something.
don't know.
hey.
Yeah.
Trump administration leaks war plans by accident.
With what country?
I think it was about Yemen. But
Hours before they bombed.
a senior Trump aide accidentally texted a journalist their detailed war plans. It was in a Signal group, right? It's
Yep.
like a Telegram or Kakao thing.
And accidentally included the editor-in-chief of The Atlantic.
Yeah.
It was embargoed information. That
It
Which
was,
is crazy because that person who did that literally went on record a couple years ago stating that anyone who leaks governmental information should be fired from their job immediately.
he should resign then if he said that and he wants to stay credible. But
And
I
it
wonder what
wasn't
the
even
reason
just
was.
like leaking information. They were talking shit. They were talking shit about a country that a couple hours later they
Oh,
bombed.
he did the tantok.
It was JD,
Tattoo.
like JD Vance was in it. He was like, "Oh, I hate bailing out Europe again." And it's like, when did you bail out
JD
Europe?
Vance is in there. Marco Rubio, the Secretary of State. So the journalist, the guy's name is Jeffrey Goldberg. He goes, U.S. national security leaders included me in a group chat about upcoming military strikes in Yemen. I didn't think it could be real. Then the bombs started falling. Now, Yemen has been supporting Palestine through actions. And yeah, they're quite brave people. Interesting.
They,
That's lazy AF.
there's also a label, right? There's like a certain group that they.
Houthis.
Okay, there it is. All right, that.
Houthis are more aligned. So I think they took over maybe 10 years ago. They're the Shia sect, more aligned with Iran. And, Yemen is, the Gulf, that whole Saudi Arabia takes a big chunk. And then at the bottom are these two large countries. It's Oman and Yemen. So Yemen's there. And I think Saudi didn't want an Iran aligned group beneath them. So Saudi was carrying out a bunch of attacks on them for years. But I don't know. I didn't really hear anything. And then last year, Iran and Saudi Arabia met for some talks, like they were going to be friendly again. But anyway, this is about helping Israel.
Yeah.
So so it was sent to Jeffrey Goldberg. And I read some theories online also that maybe it wasn't done accidentally. Like
Oh,
they
it's definitely
wanted
done
it.
accidentally.
But
It could be.
anyway,
Because it's even in all the Project 2025 literature that they're going to be using applications like Signal because it's encrypted and it doesn't leave a trail, which is funny because who are the same people that made a huge stink about the Hillary emails?
Right.
not being on sanctioned mediums.
Yeah. But I did look into this Jeffrey Goldberg character a little. He dropped out of Ivy League University to volunteer to be an IDF prison guard during the first Intifada. In his memoirs, he revealed that he helped cover up prisoner abuse. Former prison guard, confessed to covering up crimes against Palestinians.
Oh, so he went undercover as IDF to expose them?
No, not undercover.
Oh.
He
He volunteered for them. You said, right?
yeah, he wanted to support them.
So he's Jewish?
He is Jewish.
Goldberg.
No, duh.
He's a former IDF volunteer turned war stenographer for The Atlantic. He intentionally waited to... Oh, okay. So here's Danny Haifong's analysis. Danny Haifong is a leftist. He used to work for the Black Agenda Report. Now he's like independent. But he says, I think he's Vietnamese though, because Haifong. Anyway, Jeffrey Goldberg is a former IDF volunteer turned war stenographer for The Atlantic. He intentionally waited to release his text bombshell after the U.S. began murdering Yemeni civilians with bombs. He wasn't trying to stop war or hold politicians accountable. He did this to attract viral attention for his dying ruling elite war rag, a perfect example of just how embedded Western corporate journalists are in the war machine and how they assist the warmongers in dropping the bombs.
Crazy.
Wow.
So,
What a call out.
anyway,
I mean, as he should. If that's true, then shit. Call it out.
yeah, I'm sure he supports
He has
the
an agenda.
bombs on Yemen,
Yeah.
if he is IDF, former IDF.
You always gotta
but
dig
anyway,
their
that's
history.
That's that story.
So Yemen's kind of fighting like Iran's thing, kind of.
No, Yemen.
Because they don't do direct, Iran and U.S. They don't seem to attack each other directly. So is this kind of like the way that they're fighting, or they're helping out?
I think, yeah, that's the same. I mean, just like Ukraine, they're using Ukrainians to fight Russians,
Oh,
right?
Okay, so it's like that.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, so anyway, that's that story. Let's move on to the next one. We discussed briefly on the last episode. Okay, Second Lady Usha Vance to visit Greenland. I don't know, anyway, to visit Greenland as Trump pushes for ownership of the Danish territory. And Vance will be joined by Energy Secretary and National Security Advisor. So yeah, the Vice President's wife is going to Greenland.
God, I fucking
To
hate her.
negotiate? Like, why? Just to
Yeah,
like
I
visit?
don't know- I don't know what she's gonna do there.
Like the fuck?
Well, she's
Just as a
probably gonna
representative?
meet.
No, the
She's
reason-
probably
Like-
gonna meet like the VP or like the Vice Prime Minister
fuck?
or
No,
something
they just
along
need-
those lines.
she needs a project?
The reason why they're sending her is because she's not official and because Greenland is vehemently against America trying to buy them. They say it's not even an option. So by sending Usha versus JD or Trump, then it's more like a incognito,
Casual.
It's less
casual,
aggressive.
not of an aggressive, in your face, fact finding mission. She's there to do just that though. So she's literally being used as a pawn.
But it seems obvious.
First to make it seem like the right aren't being racist, and now
Oh
she's
my
being
gosh.
used as a pawn. Like there's just zero respect for that
gonna
woman.
get used so much.
She's horrible. I don't
Does she
even
have
want to say the
political
word
history?
used because she's agreeing to do this stuff. So
That's true.
Wow, you're the VP's wife.
she could still say no.
What are the
Women say no to men, including their husbands, every fucking day.
You agree?
I just hear no answer.
Oh, okay.
That means a no.
Yeah, see? It's okay to say no to your husbands, even if they're a shitty vice president.
ESP.
Look, I just
not
don't
wrong,
think
yeah.
buying Greenland is like, seems way out of left field.
No,
I mean, of
we
course,
can't-
there's many different ways why you would want.
There's children
The
starving
natural-
here in this country. Why the fuck do we need Greenland?
Well, for the resources, but I mean, Greenland's not for sale, number one,
But
if that's what they're saying.
what resources? We're not a farming country.
Well, apparently there's a lot of natural oils or natural gases
They do.
and
Yep.
minerals.
They
and,
do have a lot of that.
Yep.
It's a good place to have more bases.
It's always for money,
Yeah,
for profit.
good too. Yeah.
More bases.
Win-win.
We may
To
already have
claim
bases.
stake on that part of the world, I guess.
Oh yeah, I'm sure we have them. I think every
To strip it
country
of
that
its
you have a
resources.
diplomatic relationship with, I think U.S. probably tries
We
to put a
fucked
base
everything
there.
up.
There is a U.S. base in Greenland.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. It's one of the most strategically important military sites in the world.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
That's why he wants to own it.
Wow. Okay.
That's the excuse that he's using to state that it's imperative to our country's national security.
Yeah. So it's one of the most strategically important, even if most Americans have never heard of it. This is according to the New York Times. The motto. What is this? It's where the U.S. can detect a launch, calculate the trajectory, and activate its missile defense systems
Before it reaches America.
It's like a head start.
Yep. It's like the same
From the
reason
point of
why
origin, yeah.
they wanted to annex Hawaii, the same reason why the Korean base is important.
Yeah, you know, even Hawaii,
piece of
you
land.
know, all the natives, like they're like, ah, man, fucking America stole us, and they're being moved out basically.
Rightfully so.
Well, didn't Mark Zuckerberg buy like a whole?
Well, so did Obama. I mean, he has a nice piece of plot on. He has a nice estate on right on the North Shore, dude. Beautiful.
Yeah, but I'm
All the
sure
rich people have
what
it.
Obama has is like a fraction of what.
Zuckerberg's, yeah, I would imagine Zuckerberg probably owns the island, man.
Zuckerberg, Oprah, technically, I guess the Rock
Oprah,
belongs
Maui,
there.
right?
Yeah.
Do you guys see like a strange, like, you know, similarity between the Maui fires and like the fires that are happening here and like the rebuilding process? And
And now there's fires,
There's fires
in Korea.
Did you
What's
see
going
that?
on, dude?
Yeah.
And what's
It's
with all
climate
these
change,
like
bro.
airplane, like airline all over the world?
Weekend regulations.
You know what is going on?
Boeing.
No, maybe.
There's gonna be way
Is
more
it
freak
Boeing?
accidents.
Partially Boeing, partially regulation.
There were also airport
fires because of
problems that's
climate.
going on. There's really shit hitting the fan this year. It's pretty crazy.
Oh, my parents flew out to Korea today, so I'm like, oh my god, get there
Which
safely.
Premier Asiana?
Yeah, I think they're taking that for the first
Why?
time.
The exchange rate is so low
Premium?
right now. You could just like get Asiana tickets and get full, like, you know, food.
They always go like.
I mean, they're the
once a
same
year.
company now. Anyway, that's the
I
reason why
know,
they
but
rebranded.
Yeah, but Premia doesn't have like things.
I haven't
like,
taken
when
it
you go
yet.
to like. I mean, you know what's a good airline? Singapore. Singapore's a good
Oh,
airline.
Singapore's always been a good airline.
I've flown Singapore. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Like American Airline, they charge you for everything. Give me a blanket, $10. It's like, are you serious, dude?
Shit is ghetto here.
I'm not sure if it's here, if it's like the flight we took.
What did they say?
Premia, like they might
Third
charge you
world
for
country with a Gucci belt. That's what they say online.
a what?
We're a third world country with a Gucci belt.
The U.S. or Korea?
Yeah, the U.S. Like things are busted here, infrastructure-wise, like social
That's for sure. I mean, that's for sure.
infrastructure-wise.
I mean,
Think about all of
even
us suffering
ground
here. They're
infrastructure.
trying to buy Greenland. Like what the fuck?
Suffering. Okay.
I don't know. Yeah.
America does.
Anyway.
You know.
But
live
we're privileged.
pretty well.
Luckily, we have roofs overhead.
Okay. Okay.
But when you lived in Korea, it was you didn't really like it there either.
Yeah,
Did
it
you?
sucked ass.
Did you?
And I was like traveling. I had no pressure or worries. I was just like, this is an intense society where you are very much, you feel the pressure to repress your natural like inclination to express yourself and your voice. Like, obviously you guys can tell I'm an opinionated ass bitch. And I started feeling the pressure to like have to suppress that, even though I get a pass because I'm a kyopo and all of that. But still, regardless, it's just an intense ass society.
wait,
All my
so
family's out there.
You were there
so-
for how long?
6 months in 2022 or 2021 to 2022.
Where were you staying?
Right outside of Seoul. My
분당.
외할아버지 no
일산.
산본.
Sanbon.
산본 is a small 동네 right by Anyang. You probably heard of Anyang.
Ah,
Anyang's like the
okay,
big.
Anyang, yeah.
It's like south of Seoul.
Sanbon's a
like
little
a
bit before, I think.
45-minute to an hour subway.
Yeah, I know where
So
that
not
is.
far. I loved it. I fucking loved life out there. I don't really like Seoul, even though we're all Seoul 사람들. But
So you were in Sanbon-dong.
So you love life
Sanbon.
there.
I like the 마을, like slow pace life of Korea. Like the very like, you know, like 아기자기하고 그냥 막 동네 사람들이랑 다 친절하고 막 할머니랑 막 밥 먹고 막 그러는. I like stuff like that. I don't like the glitz and glam of Seoul. I feel like it's like the Seoul and like New York, even though they're dope cities to explore and stuff, it's A, overstimulating, and B, I just feel like it represents like,
Capitalism.
yeah, literally like just like to the upteenth degree where you're like, what the fuck? Like, I feel like I'm losing sight of life. I'm kind of like you though. I like want to fuck off to like a farmland and like not be in society and stuff. That's very much like,
A lot of people are doing that actually.
yeah, I grew up in Michigan. Like that's kind of like in my DNA. Like I like nature and like being in the mountains and stuff. So
So you were in Sanbon-dong for
Sanbon-dong.
like 6 months.
doing my own thing. I even did an acting hagwon, which is a little
The system's different over there.
거긴 학원은 좀 유치하잖아. 근데 because I mean, I am a professional actor. I'm a little more experienced at 학원, but
so they're not as
but
good.
it was fun.
No, but what do you mean by
학원's kind of like 좀 like 학생 분위기, like teenage, early 20s.
So the acting classes there are completely different than here.
Here it's like almost an intensive. You're doing like scene study classes on camera. Like fuck, I need to get in one, and they're expensive as fuck. Over there is like, I mean, it's kind of expensive, but I did it to like improve my Korean, so it helped, and I became friends with a lot of people that you obviously lose touch with because Koreans were kind of flaky like that. And then, but regardless, it was a great experience. I even like did a little bit of dating, hence why I'm so strongly opinionated about the men over there.
So how many men did you date there? Or
we can
meet?
get into that some other episode.
No,
I can definitely like get into the tea of that.
You say like men in Korea, like
I'm like, how many did you meet in 6 months that are like?
Like 2, but one was like
2 are pretty bad though.
I mean,
so you didn't like you didn't like dating a fob experience,
bad.
right?
That's not that, no, because I have a very like Korean side to me. Obviously, as a Kyopo, I feel like I'm extremely connected to my Korean side and my.
But there's a cultural difference, obviously.
But obviously, but that didn't like sway me or like dissuade me from like having a positive experience. I actually really enjoyed being with someone that was so different from me because all my exes are white, which is something I've been unpacking the last like 5 years, as you know.
What do you mean unpacking?
I just feel like that's weird. Like as an Asian woman,
that all your exes were white.
Yeah.
That none of them were like black or Asian or Latino or whatever, but that they were all white.
Yeah.
Oh,
I've been
wow.
like talking about it in therapy. It's something I'm still working towards because I've been single for so long. But it's not that I like fuck white people. I hate them. But I just feel like there's something there where I'm like, oh, I think I'm very much conditioned to have these tastes and want to like social climb in this way, maybe via by relationship. Why the fuck are we like getting into all this?
It reminds me of what Doug would talk about.
Another time.
You know the video. There was a video. I forgot what it was. So I'll just save it. Dude, I had it right when you. It happens a lot these days. It means I'm getting older, man.
A lot of women are like the women in Korea, obviously, the 4B, as niche as it is, like a lot of women, even though they're not outspoken feminists, like they are like pledging to not be around men. That's how like tense the men versus women like gender war and discourse is over there. It's like here times 100. It's everywhere. It's everywhere.
Because you know why? You want me to tell you why?
Intense
because it has the
fuck.
Army.
Well, yeah, that.
The Korean girls, they
main...
don't. So that's it's like for anything to be equal.
Both genders are problematic too,
like,
and
they'll bust that out.
I'm sorry, last time I was in Korea.
Yeah, when were you there?
Well, I used to.
For me, it's been a few
when
years,
I lived there was about 2 years about 20 years ago.
That was the hard era.
No, those are like
then
golden days. Though.
I was talking about you would have cried and left, dude.
Well, I would.
But charming.
I would still go like
kind
every
of.
year, and then the pandemic hit. I haven't been back since. But one thing I always noticed, maybe it's different now because of 4B, but one thing I always noticed was all the couples everywhere. Like there's so many couples around.
Yeah, it's a couple.
And I'm like,
culture. That kind of freaks me out too.
They love to date and like have relationships. So
they'll become boyfriend, girlfriend, and then do the getting to know each other once they're official. That's very common with like young dating. Like whereas we're like you kind of date, get to know them, and then maybe a month or two in, you're like, hey, do you want to be official or whatever?
But 4B's more in the last 5 years, right? So maybe that's changed now.
I mean, I feel like the fringe feminist movement, low key, has a Miss Sanders side too. I would acknowledge that actually. There are a lot of men hating women. I don't want myself to come across that way, by the way, even though I say fuck men all the time.
You love men, right?
I love men that do the work to be responsible and take ownership over the mistakes or choices they make in life. Huh?
How do you tell those two apart? How do you tell the people who
I don't know. That's why I've been single for so long. Through like engaging in deep conversations, obviously, to see if they can get that deep or not. I can always tell when someone's being like phony. I feel like I have a pretty good
But you don't think
read
it's
on
phony
people.
when you don't know people, but you cut them off anyway?
The fuck are you talking about? Cut who off? Can we be specific here?
Yeah.
If you have something to talk about.
How do you give people a chance when you try to exclude them from, say, a group chat after meeting them for one day?
I wouldn't know because I don't do that.
Okay. So
Everyone here would disagree, but okay.
I don't even know what this guy is talking about, bro.
When you do you prefer?
I text Michael. He's my boss.
I'm not,
and then young now,
I don't know what. So you like Korean men or Korean American men more? For
Obviously, Korean American way more. I could see myself with a Korean American, I guess, but even that, dude, I've been like, our people. I could see myself with a Filipino. Actually, I've been saying that. I fucking love Filipinos.
You know, Chinese
or like
dude.
Blasian.
Apparently,
Chinese
the
dudes.
Chinese
One of my
guys,
best guy
they
friends
do
is Chinese.
a lot
yeah.
of housework and, you know,
of the East
cook
Asians,
and
they have a better
make money.
reputation apparently.
Okay, cool.
I try. I mean, I'll try not to
Great way
discriminate, guys.
Great way to make yourself well known.
Okay, Ed.
All right.
Any more things to share? Your opinions? Because
They're not opinions; they're facts.
Okay.
No, I was just trying to
you
like
done,
talk
sweetie,
about
or
like
you have
how
more to
like
say?
this divide sort of came. I think a lot of
Through
the
my
hate kinda-
experience.
No. I'm not talking about that. The divide in Korea. You said it's like so.
The cultural thing.
Largely, I think a lot of the hate like started from, you know, I mean, obviously guys just doing whatever they do and leaving that too, but also like gift giving, paying for stuff, and you know, bags. And if you buy a girl a Guess bag, I mean, you ain't getting nothing, dude. You know, it's got to be like a Louis Vuitton, or
Is
you
that
know,
true?
It's a little bit upgraded over there.
I'd
you
say
know?
the problem is there's way too much performative like gender roles on both ends. Women subscribe to being like, oh, women has to be like this. 남자들, they're always like,
you're right.
남자들은 이렇게 해야 되잖아. That shit cringe me the fuck out. I'm like, fuck, like stop acting like, because I'm a pretty masculine woman. I have like no qualms admitting that. My personality is like assertive, obviously. And so I felt like these guys that I was just casually seeing, they were so adamant on like suppressing my like powerful big dick energiness. Honestly, the aspect of me that like, ironically enough, the white exes I had, they like would always, you know, gas me up, hype me up. But these Korean guys, the Korean men in Korea, I felt like they
Based
were
off the
always
two that you
intimidated
dated.
of that.
Based off the two that you dated.
Yeah, the two that I dated at least. So, I mean, that's not a lot, but you know, it was enough to have.
It's not enough to form an
experience.
opinion against a whole group of people, but okay.
I've never dated.
I mean, fair, but it's still my experience is also valid too.
Well, yeah, it's very valid.
You know,
It's very valid.
It's a commonly shared experience by a lot of foreign women.
And I have felt that me culturally, although I am Korean and I lived in Korea for 20 years, some things culturally just aren't really similar to like, you know, Korean
맞아,
Koreans,
맞아, yeah,
right?
yeah.
Just culture-wise, things like that.
For sure. For
And
me, it's my
it's a
mentality,
fact.
my
It's
like
just-
soul.
Yeah.
For me, my like idiosyncrasies and habits are very Korean. My like food tastes, like the superficial aspects of me are very Korean. So I think I can like pass for Korean. But then like my mind, when you pick at it, they always say like, oh, you're so American. And I'm like, it's true. We
right.
have that privilege, I guess.
Cool. Yeah.
But good luck dating everyone.
Personally, I've
We're all in the
dated
trenches.
mostly Korean women, but in my experience,
You gotta get a North Korean woman.
there was a North Korean woman who really liked
There's
me.
beauty there. Yeah.
But she was here though.
I'm
but
saying
yeah.
like ideologies match.
No, what are you talking about? I'm not.
No, I mean like, you know,
Bruh.
I'm not a
criticisms about certain things.
Yeah. No, but I think I dated mostly Korean because it was easier, and then when I dated a few like
Easier how? Meeting them?
it was
Submissive.
I guess more
Like more in common?
You like the gender roles, didn't you? Did she take care of you domestic duties or no?
no. What I mean is,
But is it
okay.
wrong to
No,
take care of domestic duties as a woman? I mean,
No.
I think just because of where my circumstances and whatnot, the ones that I happen to date happen to be Korean. And yeah, they were a certain way, a lot of them. No, but they can vary so much. But
yeah,
Yeah.
true. Yeah, very,
Because
very,
they're
very.
No,
shit,
even
man.
the shitty guys I dated, there were aspects of them where I was like,
Otherwise it's
holy shit, this is
stereotyping.
so refreshing. Like, this is kind of fun. Like, I could see myself
Yeah.
dating him or whatever, you know?
But when
So-
I dated a Korean American, like who was like raised here from LA, it was like completely different. It was like we were able to like talk in a way like I could never talk with anyone before. There was much more similarities because she knew what it was like to be American but Korean, and we're like only a year apart and all this. So yeah, like, and then after that, there were more. But again, even among Korean Americans, they can be very different. So
Depending on like how they grew up and stuff, I think.
yeah, like there are some Korean or even Korean American women who will Like they'll cook and clean and do everything. Like I'm not even asking them; they just do it.
Right.
And then there are those. There's like one Korean. There are the Korean girls who expect everything and don't do anything. So I'm saying there's like
The
a
princess
range, I
girlies,
guess, in my
yes.
experience. But
No, like any other
That's true.
girls or women.
but I think now
Do you
Yeah, it doesn't
try
matter.
and date Korean women then, or are you just kind of like
now I don't really care. I'm open to anything.
same?
But
It's the trenches
all
out
other
here.
things being equal, if she's Korean, you know.
But there's the deeper connection, immediate connection. I think if they have a Korean like background or understanding, because it's such a unique. We have a very unique culture.
I just think liability. Just liability. Just
In what regard?
in any regard, any woman is a liability.
Any woman.
Yeah.
What
In
about
what
Oprah?
sense?
Wait, but like
If
in
you
I think
liability.
impregnate
Oprah,
her.
I don't think Oprah is like sharing any of that with you though.
Wait, but when you say liability, you mean like they might end
Just
and
falling
take your
in
money.
love, your money
Oh,
or
that's
whatever it is.
tiring.
Just when you the course of dating, it's just that I've been through it once. I've been through the
Yeah.
ringer once, and I'll never do it again. I don't even want to date. I'm just like forget that. That's why we were talking the other day about that organic thing, and I was like, well, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
How did
Dating's
you know your
exhausting.
wife was the one?
How did I know she was a woman?
How did you know she was the one?
I didn't.
Oh, you didn't.
But there were certain things that I valued her loyalty for once. She was with me through like the times when I was a superstar, and then she was there with me through my downfall as
That's a
well.
real one, yeah.
She never asked me for anything else. There wasn't ever like, make more money, none of that stuff. Those are some of the things that I value in her, and I still value her
That's
in that
amazing.
aspect. That's why I don't divorce her. That's why no matter like how much I get neglected, it's like, hey, you know what? That part always gets me.
Wow.
And I have a promise to her that I want to keep, and it's a lot of different things, right? But
If you had to choose for your wife to either be the best mother or the best wife, what would you pick?
best mother,
And is she
any father would say, yeah.
is she a good
Of
great
course,
mother?
that's why we're not
young.
separating. You know what I mean? Any father, any father in their right mind should say that.
And would
You're
you
a
say
great
you're a better
parent, dude.
father or a better husband? You.
I try to be all, but I realize that there's certain things about you that annoys another person, and sometimes you just can't change that.
So there are things about you that she'll always be annoyed by, and you can't change.
I
That.
talk all day, dude.
Well, compromise.
You know what I mean?
Maybe you should do a podcast.
She
with
sounds
her.
awesome.
Oh,
It's the Young and her Miss Young hour.
we were actually thinking about doing something like that, but
Recently?
yeah, she's not like a talkative type.
Couples vlogging or something.
Something like that.
Where she could just sit in the background while you're eating and doing all the talking, and she's just
That's what she would like to do.
yeah.
Yeah.
She's like an accessory
Even around the house. Don't say that now. You can't say that nowadays.
Does she actually want to do that?
for the video. No,
And she says she'll film for me and go eat. Like she knows a lot of.
She could be like
likes a lot
off
of
cam,
fancy
but her
spots.
voice is, in it.
I don't know. That's the Korean version.
Who,
see.
Daily
who
vlogs are
initiated that
popular.
idea, though?
I did.
Oh.
I'm like, fucking go shoot for me or something.
Oh. I was going to say, if it was her idea, maybe it was her way of reaching out. But if it was your idea, then.
Nah, she never really like was at a place where she needed to reach that far. If you get my drift,
okay.
it's just that girl is different from anyone else.
She was okay setting her, like,
She's so different from anyone that I've ever met. Seriously, like
she sounds so sacrificial.
Huh?
And, like, she
sacrificial to her kids.
Yeah,
You know, but
for her family. She
she's
sounds
different.
like
she's different.
완전
just-
respect.
Or maybe I'm the
진짜.
problem. Maybe I'm the only child and I'm the only child problem. That could be so.
Could be both.
And after your kids, give it like 5 years or less, and then it'll just be you and your wife, right? And
Then we're partners.
Retire.
We're lifelong partners. I
then
mean,
maybe you guys
do
can
whatever you want.
rekindle
Travel.
the romance, and
Yeah,
Whatever.
travel.
I don't know.
Does she watch this program?
Choices.
Or do your children watch this program?
I hope not.
They know about it though.
No, I don't know. Dude, kids don't watch their father's stuff, dude.
You never know,
That's so
man.
real.
No, they
You
don't.
never know.
I'll bet you Kanye's kids don't even listen to Kanye.
I'm dead.
Yeah, but that's because who would want that as a father?
Yeah, but okay. Anyway,
Well,
so
you
I
can't
got a
argue with,
question
like,
though
some of the-
about your wife though.
Yeah, she's a great person.
If your
yeah.
wife and your daughter, for example, went on a road trip somewhere and then they went missing, what would you do?
I would go there myself with my dirt bikes and go to Yosemite and start looking by myself because I know the authorities aren't putting in the amount of resources that they would for their kids or anyone else. So I would get on my dirt bike and ride along the course of Grand Canyon looking for them. But if they're missing for this long, dude, it's like, man.
Yeah.
Also, part of it might be
Dad.
because those people were fired.
Huh?
Those park rangers were fired.
Oh, were they fired?
Oh, wait. Okay. Yeah. So
By
3
your
Korean American family members
administrations.
from Irvine, California are missing after visiting the Grand Canyon.
Because they were fired?
Their last known location was near a major freeway accident site. Police are still searching. It's 2 older women
I thought they
and
were
1
from
younger woman.
Korea. They weren't like from
Oh,
Korea.
wait.
they were
Where's
from-
this?
Are they
Oh, sorry,
Korean,
wait,
Korean, or?
I have the wrong information. Okay. 3. Okay, wait. They're 3 from South Korea. My bad.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Korean,
okay,
Korean.
okay.
The persons
must have been
identified
with the tour group.
So they were like, 그냥,
Kim Tae-hee,
not
Kim
understanding.
Jong-hee, and Lee Ji-yeon. So 69 years old, 64 years old, and 23 years old.
Oh, damn, dude.
So there's a mother and daughter there too, which means the mother
an
was
aunt.
46 when her
She's
daughter
young,
was born.
It's probably their first time driving in America.
Anyway, their last recorded location was near Seligman, Arizona. There was an update that I found yesterday. Still no trace. The Coconino County Sheriff's Office is leading the investigation. Ground and aerial search efforts have not located the family. So,
I
Do you
mean,
think they're dead? Can't
Probably.
you survive
Why would
with
you
water?
say that? Why would you say that?
can you survive with water?
Can't you survive like 3 weeks if you? I mean, depending on how much water you
Depending
have.
on
But
how
you can
much you
survive
have
without
water.
food.
depending
yeah.
on how much fat you have.
Yeah.
But it sounds like more like an accident
if
or
they're-
something like, if it's near what part is that area where they were
they
last
just
seen?
probably
Is
got
it
lost. in,
They were
some
going to the
back
Grand
road or
Canyon.
something.
with a tour group? I would imagine if they're
No,
full
no,
on
that was
Korean.
just
No,
each other.
They're in a car, yeah.
Wow, I would have gone with a tour group. Not that
So locals
They don't have
familiar.
dangerous
So
wild
there's a
here.
road that they may have been on. Chang Dong-gyu, a tour guide from Samogwangwang, explained that while Route 66 is a possible detour when I-40 has issues, it is known for poor road conditions. He mentioned his tour bus also traveled I-40 on March 13th, the same day the family disappeared. Due to heavy snow, a 22-vehicle pileup occurred near Williams, forcing them to detour as well. Oh, actually, the ages have been corrected. It's 59, 54, and 33. So she was 26 when she had her daughter. Okay.
they haven't found the car. They haven't found anything. Just
No, they just disappeared. Which most likely, in my experience, when people go missing that way, the car flipped over, went into an embankment that's not able to be seen from the road. And usually it takes a week or two to find them.
Damn, that's fucked up.
That's best case scenario, to be honest with you. Otherwise, they were abducted.
3.
But
See-
that's highly
Terrible.
unlikely
Yeah.
because even the youngest is too
Yeah.
old typically for trafficking. Typically, they're in their teens.
Abducting 3 would be.
sounds like an accident. But wow, like
They
the roads are
underestimated the
that bad?
wilderness.
What?
The desert is
Wait,
so.
that's
That's what I mean.
This
It might be, but then like their car might have like flipped into like a bush where like then drones, aerial, and road people aren't able to see it.
Yeah.
They don't have
That
like
seems
iPhone.
likely.
I mean GPS.
They just went off road,
Wow. Oh yeah, that's right.
and
There's
then
no
now
signal.
they're like
Wait,
fucking
GP
lost. They could be in like a national park somewhere, lost as fuck.
There was a GPS signal. They had a rental car, and their last known location was near an area where Interstate 40 connects to 66,
Oh my
which
gosh.
suggests they may have taken the
Yeah.
detour. So they could have deviated from their original route due to the
storm.
weather or road conditions, which, like that fucking guy from Samo Tour said before.
Oh my god.
So, actually, what Ed said does seem, because abducting 3 people,
Yeah,
it's tough.
I think of this one case where this kid who was having like a mental breakdown like went missing and is in a rental Tesla, and basically like 2 or 3 days later his car was found. There was like a windy road and it seemed like the car had skid off of it and people weren't able to see it because of how the car landed. It was like in an embankment that people couldn't see from without, unless you were like in there looking at it. So I hate to say it, but I feel like at this point, with the circumstances it is, that seems to be the most
Yeah,
logical
sounds
reasoning.
like an accident. Yeah.
Oh, no, that sucks.
Oh yeah.
But why would the GPS last? Like, did they all run out of batteries? Like, how does this
Well,
work?
it might be because in that area there might not be strong signals to pick up on their GPS. So it might not be with their phones. It might have to do with the signals in that area.
Yeah, if you drive through like any kind of even interstates, like through Texas or Arkansas, I've randomly driven through, like you can just lose like signal for huge
Apparently
pockets
the
of
vehicle has a GPS too.
Yeah,
and
rentals
they've been
have
trying to
GPS.
track it.
Which is the reason why I think it's the area.
Wow. Oh well, I mean, we all hope that they're found safe and well,
Oh my
but
gosh.
whatever. I mean, oh, here's an update. Oh
Be
shit,
safe
6
when
hours
you come
ago.
travel here, guys.
Oh no, this is
They
not
were
good.
found, weren't they?
No good.
All it says is possible remains of family who went missing after leaving Greenland. Possible remains. That's all it says. And looks like it's a video, but
It seems like
that's
that
fucked
accident
up.
was so insane.
yeah, what the guy said was like 20-car pileup or
Holy
something.
fuck.
Yeah, but with snow, stuff like that happens really quickly on an interstate.
Oh. Let me see if the
Las Vegas never made it here, and police still don't know where they are. They were traveling from the Grand Canyon. Police in Arizona tell us aircraft was used during the search, checking along Interstate 40 and any other nearby roads. The family of 3 was last seen near Flagstaff on March 13th. At the time, there was a big winter storm and a massive chain reaction crash involving 22 vehicles near Williams. The Department of Public Safety has confirmed it found parts of an SUV in the crash that matched the description of the car that the family was traveling in. Investigators also found human remains near the crash site. They're now trying to ID who that is.
wow. I mean, that's okay. All right.
That could very likely be them as well, then.
We'll get more
That's probably more
information.
likely.
That's also really confusing because it hasn't been long enough where they should still be identified.
And also other people who were involved in the crash.
Yeah, that's the
they,
crazy.
they got out.
If
and
they're
then what?
saying that they found the car in the crash site,
Or they were
that's
unidentified
really
then?
disturbing because then there are many people who weren't paying attention and didn't care.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Yeah, we needed to learn the details a little bit more, but with the way it stands now, it seems like there was some
Yeah, but I think
neglect.
when someone passes, they would look at the ID and report it to the embassy. I mean,
Well,
that's
it's
what
been
you should
12
be-
days, and if they're saying it's been snow, it's been pretty cold, which means that the body shouldn't have started decomposing to the point that they were unrecognizable within these 12 days.
I don't understand how because there was snow, they
Or
didn't
they
know
might
that the
still
bodies
just
were
be
there.
lost.
Unless
Weird.
if they're saying they're finding pieces of the SUV, then there might have been.
Then it's that big. It was
Might
like
have-
probably got smashed in between a couple of 18-wheelers.
Well, they said matches the description of the SUV that they rented. So does that basically mean that is the SUV? Is that just like journalistic lingo or something?
No, they found
Because
fragments.
it could be the same kind of car. That's how I interpreted it.
probably
But
what
they're
they're
just
saying.
assuming. Okay, I don't fucking know.
That would explain why the GPS on the car went off. I mean,
But yeah, that's probably more likely, which is awful.
maybe I don't know.
But
Or
then
maybe
you're
it was a
also right.
different
Like, how would they
battery.
identify it that fast? Don't they like take?
That's why
a
they're
mo- a
saying
month
possible.
doing that?
So they're saying possible remains.
I go, rest in paradise of you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They shouldn't have decomposed that quickly in those 12 days. You should still be able to look at them and be like, that's her.
Especially if it's been freezing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, there's still bodies on Everest that have been there
That's why
for
the
decades.
details are very confusing, and it seems a little sus at this point.
Yeah.
Is it still like cold there? Like just super cold there in that area?
Well, they get cold fronts now because of climate change.
Well, it's also
weather,
it's
yeah.
also the
During the
desert.
daytime,
So the
though.
desert, during the night.
so during the daytime. unless
Right now
in
it's
the
61
mountains.
degrees, but tonight it's going to go down to 36, almost freezing.
So it does freeze overnight. Okay.
For Saturday it's going to go down to 32, which is below freezing.
So it depends on how cold their bodies get during the day. That hot and cold can be a horrible mix for decomposition, but it depends on how long the body stays cold.
Oh,
During
wait,
the
freezing
day.
is 32, so it will get
Yeah.
down to freezing on Saturday. Anyway, yeah,
Please be careful traveling here,
back
guys.
then it would have been
Sad
colder.
news.
God
Yeah.
damn.
Very sad news.
Yeah, sad news. Anyway,
The
I got
wild
more
hair.
sad news, but
The world is
involving
shit.
Korean Americans. So there's a Korean American dude. He was going to USC before. He studied architecture, and then he decided, you know what? This is not my passion. I want to be a pilot. And he decided to move to Houston, which was his hometown, to fund his aviation training and started working for Lyft. So last month, around 2 a.m., while he was doing Lyft, he got ambushed. 3 guys were trying to steal his car.
Oh, no.
He was forcefully dragged out of the vehicle, assaulted, and then he was shot. Now, when the police arrived, he was still conscious, and he told them what happened. So he said, whom he identified as black males, ran up to his car and shot him multiple times. And he went to a hospital, but then he died.
He bled out.
Oh, my gosh.
You know, cops don't do any kind of... Yeah, dude. Like, he could have... I wonder if they were...
It happened in Houston,
but you know, like...
too? Like downtown Houston or something?
Philip Kim.
Because
I don't know if it's
he was
downtown.
bleeding when he was alive when the cops got there.
Yeah.
So if you stop the bleeding
Dude,
right there...
what the fuck? Times are scary as fuck.
Yeah, so...
Rest in peace,
let's
Philip.
see. It was near the corner of Goforth and
What was the
Draper
car?
Street. Hyundai Sonata.
So these guys killed this guy.
It was actually his... I believe
if
it
it
was
was a
his
gang.
father's car.
Is
Gang
a
thing or
gang
something.
initiation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Philip
Did they do
Kim
that?
was killed. His father, Mark Kim, said Philip drove for Lyft to pay for flight school. He was pursuing his dream of becoming a pilot. This report is from the Korea Daily, by the way. So he described his son as responsible and caring. He found joy in helping others. He worked harder than anyone to reach his goals. Anyway, he was a graduate of Bel Air High School in Houston. And anyway, his death has left the local Korean American community devastated. So part of a disturbing trend, according to Houston police, 2 other rideshare drivers were also carjacked in the same area around on February 20th and 23rd, whereas
Very area.
this incident took place on the 26th.
Or maybe it's like a group that does this. Like,
Yeah, I don't know, yeah.
but what's the point of stealing Hyundais? I mean, like,
Hyundais and Kias are actually the 2 most stolen cars.
well, I mean, Kia is because of a hack, but not carjacking.
Well, it is,
right?
but also because those cars are so prevalent, it's easier to get rid of them. Than
sell
say
them for
like
parts,
let's
right?
say a Porsche.
Wow.
Well, selling for parts, but you're probably gonna get like $5-6 grand out of it.
Even in the Dallas area when I was living there during
That's
the
terrible,
pandemic,
man.
You
there
live
were.
in Dallas.
Did I not tell you guys this?
No.
Yeah, that's where my family was when I first moved in with my family. And yeah, I was in the Dallas area right before the Korea 6 months thing. But anyway, there were always like attacks because of COVID. There were attacks on Korean like store owners by like mentally ill usually, but like they were mostly black criminals and stuff. So they're on local news. It was scary as fuck
All right.
because people carry guns there just casually, you know. And
Okay.
I just didn't know if like someone would attack me if I was in Kroger.
Right.
So,
So
there's hostility against black
Right,
versus
right.
Asians over there for sure.
But you're from Michigan and then went to Texas and then came to California.
I came back here, yeah. I was gone for like 2.5 years.
Oh,
And you went from Alaska to California, right?
Alaska?
Alaska,
I want to go there so
Santa
bad.
Rosa, Walnut Creek, and then Cerritos.
California.
Yeah.
You're a SoCal boy.
No, NorCal and SoCal.
California, Pennsylvania, and
Yeah.
that's it.
Pennsylvania.
California, Korea, California, Korea, California, Pennsylvania, California.
Cool. I've only lived in California in the U.S.
But
Cali
that
native.
with the carjacking thing, they do that here too. You
Yeah,
have to be careful.
there's a lot.
I've seen plenty of videos
I'm
where they
scared.
will
Fuck.
have a car driving in front of you stop in like an exit ramp,
Oh, shit.
and then that's when you either and like when you, I've been like on such high alert about that I'm like prepared myself. I'm like, if that happens, you have to be ready to like just drive through that car or off road or something, because then what happens is a car or two then comes from behind you, they block you in, they assault you, they steal your car, and sometimes you die.
What? Oh my god.
But they mostly target like Hyundais and Kias and things.
I've seen them target anything from like Kias to Audis to like Porsches.
Anything then.
You're not safe. You're out.
No one's safe.
No one's safe.
Holy
Young, be
fuck.
careful.
Well, I mean, it's the same thing with the Tesla. I mean, all the
Oh
cars
my
are all the
God.
same.
No, whenever I
Couple
drive,
hours.
like especially when I'm going home, I worry about people following me home. So whenever I go home, as I get to my street, I
Yeah.
always look in my rear view. Is anyone following me? If I feel like someone's following me, I turn on the street before, and I take some back alleyway. And one time I did that. I turned on the street before, and I turned in through the alley. And as I come out the alley, who do I see coming in the other way? Was the car that I thought was following me. So he was turning around to come look for me again.
I would have backed out of that immediately.
Yeah, so I rode around again.
Do you think he was trying to rob you?
Yeah.
I figure there are some people that want to rob me.
Dude, this is sketch. I need a gun.
And then I always notice, like, once in a while, there's always, like, people hanging out in front of the house, just sitting in their car. I'm like, what are they doing? Are they scoping out the place?
Oh, shit.
Like, who are these random people here? Or are they just Uber drivers? Maybe taking a break.
That happened to me.
Yeah.
It was actually a follow home. Someone followed home, scoped out my house for a while, and ever since that happened, it's like I always look on the front of the street. I got Ring cameras everywhere, and I'm looking. If there's a strange car there, I'm calling the cops right away. Boom, report it. If it's been sitting there for too long.
5 hours later, they're like,
Do you know?
You gotta be like that.
Do you know
now.
there's an app now where you can hire private security for your neighborhood, and they will charge, like, you can get your neighbors to all chip in on it through this app.
Oh, really?
It's
you go.
expensive as fuck, though.
It's not the...
It's like thousands of dollars a week.
Yeah, I think a Ring camera works well because you can
Yeah,
join the
everyone has that
community
now.
and then you can find out what's going on. But ever since I did, like, oh my god, there's all kinds of weird shit happening all around us. Like,
Unfortunately, the Ring cameras,
Yeah,
it's
homeowners,
not
if you guys are
preventative
homeowners,
though.
You gotta be careful.
yeah,
know what I mean?
you're right, but
Yeah.
still, you know, it's a deterrent though, you know. Most normal
jack,
people,
like,
about
Amazon
95% of
packages
the
now,
people are gonna be
too,
like,
though.
all right,
have you
you know,
been
they're
a
gonna jack
victim?
that.
I have, and I live in an apartment.
I don't...
Like, people are bold now, even with the
Yeah.
petty crimes, you know?
I have cameras in every room of my house, and it's not for security. It's because
for videos.
Well, no, it's for my dogs. I like to see
you
what
like to-
they're doing, and then sometimes they do funny things, you know, and the camera will catch it. And I'm like, oh, I'm so glad I had something that caught that.
Yeah. You know, I got burglarized about 5 months ago. And
What? At home?
Yeah, at home.
Your home?
Yeah.
Apartment or what?
No, the home.
Oh wow.
Do
So
you feel okay?
I got home, the driveway gate's open. I'm like, it was actually open halfway. I'm like, that's weird. Did it break on the way while I was closing? So I still park because I can still get in. And I'm walking and I see the front door's open. I'm like, why is the front door open? Did my sister come visit me? And
That's
then
so scary.
I walk in and I look at the back glass door. It's completely smashed in. I'm like, oh shit, did I just get...
What was missing?
But that's the thing is, there's cameras everywhere. There's like
They don't care.
walls and everything. They don't care. Their whole goal, I think, was to just go in and out within 5 minutes because they were in and out in 5 minutes.
Wow.
And they were just there to take a big safe, which apparently I heard from some other lady who runs one of the banks in Ktown.
Don't own
There's
a safe.
only one lady who owns a... Okay, everyone knows who it is. Okay. She told me that there are people who can drive by and they have like these metal detectors or whatever. They can tell which houses have a certain kind of safe.
Or have you had any work done to your house, or did your neighbors
not
around
recently.
that time? No, around that time.
No.
Yeah, that's why if you have a safe in your house, you have to get it bolted down to your ground.
So on that hand, sometimes renting is like better living in an apartment.
I think in LA,
Like,
maybe apartments with
Not that I
security.
can afford a home, but yeah.
Now, fortunately, the safe was empty.
Oh my god.
They stole the safe,
It's like a 600-pound
caused
safe. Huh?
dents in the floor and the walls. They were rolling it and whatever, I guess, but they didn't get anything.
Some of which still haven't been fixed.
Right, that's true. And they even
Wow.
they took some of my. So I was gonna buy like a 24 karat gold chain. You know, 24 carats is 100% gold, right? American jewelry tends to go like 10, 14, 18.
Yeah.
I was looking for like 24, and I was getting fake gold chains just to test the style before I get the real one. So I had like 4 fake gold chains with different widths and styles. So I had, each one was like $20, right? So I had a bunch of those chains.
They took
They
those.
thought it was
grabbed them
real.
all. Thinking they were real gold chains. If they were real, they would have been worth a lot, but no. And
That's good to have a decoy, actually.
yeah, but they didn't really take anything else. That was it.
Oh, you got lucky.
So like they knew that, so they don't care about cameras anymore. They're just like, we just got to get in and out before anyone can react to this.
Sometimes they don't even care if you're home. My friend, he had his house broken. He lives in WeHo. He had his house broken into 5 times in the last like 3 years. 1 or 2 of the times he was home. In fact, the most recent time he was coming out of the bathroom after taking a shower, when he said that he came out of his bathroom like naked, and he's like standing in front of the mirror, and in the reflection of the mirror, he's like, is that a person in my room? And he turned around and the robber's just standing there staring at him, and he's like, what the fuck? He has cameras everywhere.
That robber's weird too. That's like,
Yeah, the buck.
they either buck
WeHo's not
or
safe.
they stay.
I think it was
that's-
in the process of. I think they like both noticed each other right around the same time, and it's that pause before you.
Oh,
make
yeah,
a
that
move,
moment,
You know?
okay.
Yeah, when you're like, what am I seeing?
And then the guy ran away.
Yeah, and the guy ran off.
I'm surprised you couldn't hear somebody doing a shower and all that stuff.
I don't think he cared.
It's like older
I
apartments
think he was.
in WeHo.
I think
It'd
if
be easy
I
to
think
break
he was
into.
thinking that like he was going to be in and out before he got out of the shower. You know what I mean?
Okay.
People are getting bold.
By the way, for those who
Holy
don't know,
shit.
WeHo is West Hollywood.
Yeah.
Because, we have viewers from
Gay Mecca
like Czech Republic and
of
shit.
the West Coast.
It's everywhere.
Love WeHo. But it's dangerous. People are getting roofied in WeHo. I keep seeing TikToks about that.
Wow.
Yeah, it's grim times. It's like fucking criminals everywhere. So be careful, everyone.
Yeah.
Even when you're having fun.
We should all be armed, you think, huh?
I think all that stuff's just been
Yeah.
going on for a while.
Are you armed?
No, I want to. I've said that. I want to be. I want to do the training.
I
I'm going to
gotta
do it
get
legit.
my- yeah.
I'm going to do it in a legit way.
After I
I have
got
time.
mugged in 2021,
Oh, shit.
a friend of mine did give me a pocket knife that I did carry around for a while, but then I was like, I don't feel comfortable carrying this.
See, but the thing is,
not easy to wield a knife, yeah.
even if you do carry, like you can only use it like when you're about to die.
Yeah, it better not be
Like, it
like.
can't be like some robbers come in
willy-nilly.
your house and then
Yeah.
they have a knife. Well, if they have the knife, I think you can, right? I think it's
For
okay,
self-defense, if
but
they're-
California has like really tough laws against it, and then it always ends up in a lawsuit. You're gonna get
Fuck the
sued
laws.
up the
I
ass.
think,
So it's gonna happen.
Wait, I thought
I trust
thought
you.
California had a castle statute.
Nah.
Are you sure?
They did, but it doesn't anymore. Now they were trying to make it illegal. I think that one got struck down. They were trying to make it illegal for a man to defend his home.
What?
But
That's
I think they might have
absurd.
struck that one
no,
down.
I think
I
that was
disagree with that.
struck down like last week. I think I saw
yeah,
that.
that was
yeah.
the
Wow.
one. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. I think a knife
defeats
can
the
work, but
purpose.
you just got to be really fast.
No,
with
no,
it, right?
you with a knife. Oh, a knife versus
Knife is
a gun.
so.
If you only have about 15 feet.
No, yeah, wait. California has a castle doctrine. You're allowed to shoot anyone who intrudes into your home without duty to retreat, provided they have reasonable fear of imminent harm. Yeah, we have a castle doctrine in California.
We're cool.
Yeah.
Now we do, or
No, we've always had
Hey,
it.
don't worry.
No,
Don't be afraid to defend your home.
No, we've always had it
Yeah,
because
last week there was a case when someone did, but it was okay. But the thing is that but he's still gonna get sued.
I mean, there's like things around it. Like for instance, I remember covering a case like a year ago where this older gentleman in like San Jose or somewhere in NorCal did shoot an intruder, but unfortunately he was outside in his front
Yeah, you can't
yard.
do that. Yeah,
and
you can't do
apparently
that.
it has to be inside your home.
And they can't be you
Not
can't
just
shoot
your
him in the
property.
back either. Like
Yeah,
they can't
yeah,
be
yeah.
running away.
Oh my gosh.
But
lot
he
of
originally
things.
got arrested.
Huh?
He originally got arrested, that homeowner, but
Uh-huh.
then, including the social media, and I think there was like a whole up in arms about
Oh,
it. So
really?
they dropped the charges on him.
Yeah, there was a long period of time where a lot of the blue states they had really tough laws on something like that. So it came up to the point where like it was really risky for you to even try to defend your home
Yeah.
or something like that.
Anyway, we're running short on
Yo,
time.
sorry, go.
I want to bring up something really quick because it was trending on Twitter. Maxine Waters, who visits your restaurant sometimes, right?
She doesn't come anymore. I don't know why.
By the way, we did a video at Young's restaurant, Moby's. God damn, we bring it up every episode.
I
don't we?
told you.
We did a video at Young's place, and
Love
that'll
it.
be out soon. Okay. So,
Oh, it's not out yet. Okay.
no. Anyway, Maxine Waters floats she's talking about deporting Melania Trump in an anti-Doge diatribe. So that's the headline. Anyway,
That would be
Okey-dokey.
hilarious.
and like I said, look, when these crazy liberals, they might start deporting all the conservatives that they don't like. So be careful what you wish for.
I didn't wish for deporting.
No, not you, but like the other conservatives who are praising the thing about the
Or
Korean.
like some of those headlines where it's like, guy votes for Trump, his wife gets deported.
Yeah, maybe that was a strategy or something. Anyway, last story.
Smart
Actually, I
idea.
got a question for Hajan. I know you have experience working on a political campaign. You probably support progressive values and things.
Yes, yes.
You probably really like Bernie Sanders and AOC.
Yes.
Right. Do you have any criticism of them at all, or is there anything you feel that they lack in?
That's a loaded question. I think
Because some people do, but
yes,
I'm just wondering
absolutely.
your take.
Absolutely. As of right now, I'm not refreshed in the recent ongoings of their activities, I see Bernie doing lives every day, though. He's speaking about the rise of fascism in like random Midwest cities. So I see him on YouTube pretty much every night doing that. So I think he's putting in the work, and AOC is being his companion through it. But I am an AOC fan, but I feel like sometimes the criticism towards her can be fair. She can be a performative liberal, which is a lot of the critique of the folks on the left that are influential or have any kind of voice. I think she gets a lot of extra flack though for being a woman though, obviously. So there's that element. And then
I disagree about that woman part. I don't think it's because she's a woman, but I think it's because of what she says.
Yeah.
And
do
how
you
she
dislike
says
her
it.
then?
No, I don't care.
Oh, you're just indifferent?
I think she's actually like pretty. You know, she was a waitress. She was serving, and then she made her way up.
She was working class.
If she's taking care of Queens, that's her constituent, right?
I think so.
The Bronx, wasn't it?
Oh, Bronx.
Was it Bronx?
Yeah, it's Bronx.
Well, she's taking. If she's doing
know.
her job and representing the constituency, I'm all for it. You know, and she's supposed to be a liberal. She's supposed to be far left. She has her opinions. I don't agree with all of them.
Yeah.
But as a woman, I applaud her.
I love her as a politician, though, what she represents.
For sure is performative, but I do think some of the stuff she says gets criticized because she's a woman. Like,
Really?
if a guy had said the
for
same
sure.
thing, I don't think they would have gotten as much flack. But it's like that same idea, right?
It's
A
like
man
that for
can
anything.
be a dick, and it's just like, wow, that guy's just very, you know. But if a woman is the same way, it's like,
oh, like she comes off too strong and too
Right.
da-da-da.
The
So
Rachel
that
Zegler effect. I don't know if that's applicable,
Well,
actually.
she's.
Well, whatever.
I mean,
anyway,
it's
They're both
opinions.
Latinas.
Everyone
I
has
don't know.
opinions and viewpoints on
Fierce
how they
Latina
see
women.
someone.
But some people can say things more than others.
yeah. Anyway, her district actually does include the eastern part of the Bronx and part of north central Queens. So, yeah.
Yeah, we're both right.
Anyway,
That's cool.
you know, she was okay. So my story with her is when she first came out, I thought, oh God, here's another one of those whatever types, and you know, trying to talk all this, and then I don't know. After some time, she won me over, and I supported her. And then I think it was 2022 when I stopped supporting her during because remember the pandemic, and AOC was always talking about Medicare for all, like we can't even get a floor vote on Medicare for all and all this. And then 2020 was the COVID year, and I remember like people were getting sick and all this, and people were like, now can we have the health care and all this? And they were supposed to vote on whether to make Nancy Pelosi the Speaker of the House, and then some leftist progressives, whatever, decided to start a campaign, like force the vote, you know, say you're not going to vote for Nancy Pelosi unless we can get a floor vote on Medicare for all. And it became this movement, and it was growing and growing. And then that's what the squad was elected to do, right? To do that stuff, to push back. Mm-hmm. Every single one of them, including AOC, was like, oh, this is not the time. Mm-hmm. Oh, this is not even real. They just try to really just dismiss it during a pandemic. And you know how crazy, now it's like whatever, but back then it was crazy, right? And then I was like, I can't believe her. I can't believe she, after everything she
got
said
that pharmaceutical money
during this
or the insurance
period,
money.
Now it's like
Or at least
none of them were
government
supporting
healthcare.
it. None of them.
Yeah.
The squad, it's like
They don't
that's
have a
what you're there
backbone.
for.
The Democrats don't have a backbone.
That's what you're there for.
Bernie Sanders, that's the
We're
hypocritical
so
part,
fucked,
right?
Dude.
But that was
But I don't
2020.
think you can
No,
get
but then
away
there's
from that.
Bernie, right? Bernie.
I think the liberals look bad, yes.
I think by now it's pretty acknowledged that Bernie got screwed in 2016 by his own party.
Yeah,
Because they
Always.
wanted to promote Hillary.
Yep.
And they screwed him again in 2020.
Yep.
And then what does he do? He say, vote for Hillary, vote for Joe. Now that Trump has won, now he's like saying, oh, now he's talking about I don't know. I feel like it's been an oligarchy for a while.
He's criticizing the liberals.
And,
the
and with
Dems.
him going out with AOC, I don't know. Like, okay, that's good, but I just don't know what's the purpose here. Are they trying to do this to take all this angry energy and funnel it back to establishment, quote unquote, establishment Democrats? Or are they doing this in like going out and giving speeches and all in hopes of like starting some third party? Like, what are they really doing here is what I wonder. So a lot of people, they love this, but some people are still like, well, what's the purpose of this? Is this really going to...
Where's the performative aspect on this?
Maybe
campaign?
they've tried speaking
think-
with the Democratic Party and it's not coming along, so they're trying to create a following on their own, a
I think
substantial
they're- I
following
think
to
they're
say, hey,
going
see,
more-
maybe.
I think they're going more left. The Dems have been way too centrist, and it's shown time and time
Dems are
again
way
that they
too
don't.
left.
No,
but in voting wise, they've been.
If you
We're
look at the
so
historical context
centrist
of it, we're actually
compared
right of
globally.
center.
Yeah, we are not. We are not even radical
If
left
you
in the
look
slightest.
I don't know why
from a
I
global
said we.
perspective, American Democrats are very right wing.
Yeah. I don't
we're pretty
identify as a
conservative.
Democrat.
Yeah,
It's like here's the Republican Party. The Republican Party's here.
we're
Democrats are here.
very
rest of the
conservative
world-
country
Yeah.
for a Western nation. I mean, we're not as
That's why
conservative
when
as Korea, obviously.
when conservatives talk about like the crazy radical leftist communists,
But I
I'm
know
like,
it's like, bro,
you talking about these capitalist
they just want
Democrats?
health care. Like the fuck.
Anyway, that's any thoughts on Bernie?
I think they're
Like,
trying to get
I
people
still like Bernie,
psyched for
but-
midterms.
I still like Bernie, but
I was gonna say maybe
Are they
they're
gonna
trying to
follow
like
through?
start an early campaign
know what?
to run in 2028, but I don't know.
We're
if he's
never gonna
last.
get like
Bernie's a
health care
little
for
old.
all.
He's
in
really
Do you agree with
America.
that?
No,
Do
we're
you-
not. We're not. There's just too much money made by the insurance company. There's too many industries that supports, and there's too much lobbying going on.
there
So
won't
that's
be
my-
health
that's my
care
But it should be a human right.
until there's a revolution.
I
A
don't know.
Luigi Mangione revolution.
There's not going to
Yeah,
be.
there
There's not
is.
going to be universal
Love you,
health care
Luigi.
anytime soon.
I think if we're paying
literally
taxes, yeah.
we're about to privatize education. We're getting so far away from private.
I think I even read they want to privatize the postal system, the post office.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
no,
I
they
saw
do.
that.
That's fucking crazy.
I missed a
do.
lot of mail, dude.
You want to
I mean, like,
privatize like
but the
actual,
post
like,
office
public utilities?
has been pretty weird
USPS
these
has
days.
been fucking up
Yeah,
like the
man,
last like
big
4
time,
years,
big
honestly.
time.
Anyway,
Oh my God,
I missed
people,
mail
stay
for like
safe.
3 weeks, dude.
Jesus
final
Christ.
words before we end.
Take care of yourself, your mental health mainly, and yeah, spread love.
Okay. How about you, Ed?
No.
All right. How about you, Young?
I think the world is becoming a
gas gone?
scarier gas.
Okay.
I like that.
I have a lot of gas.
Okay, period.
Okay. The world is becoming scarier.
It's a scarier place. I mean, especially for all the younger generations who are going to be in the job market or going out getting careers and stuff. What do you do when like no one's hiring? You know, it's like it's pretty crazy. But well, hang on and see.
Take care of your loved ones.
Speaking of Gascon, though, next time we should cover
Hawkman.
Hawkman bringing back the death penalty as of today.
All right.
In
Yeah.
California,
Yeah.
you guys don't agree with that.
Well, for LA or whatever.
I mean, it
there
would
was
be
a
fine if it
moratorium.
was fair, but it's heavily skewed towards Black and
true.
Latino people.
Well,
in California.
yeah. If you have a legal representation, if you could afford the representation.
Okay. So we'll talk about Hawkman. I'm sure he'll come up someday soon.
Good topic.
Ooh, he's doing super tough. Huh?
All right. And complete different from Gascon. I wonder if Esther Lim can work for Nathan Hawkman.
Gascon's like, oh, he probably killed them. There was a reason. He had a lot of, history, dark history. So let him go.
Oh my God.
All right.
Come on, impressions.
Anyway,
we don't have enough time to address that.
that's for that's it for
fine.
today on Ktown Social Club. Don't forget to leave a comment, share your thoughts, like this video, subscribe to our channel, smash the notification button. Also, I found out, don't just do those things. Share this video with your friends or something, because if you share it, I guess that it's better for the algorithm.
Oh yeah, always.
Like,
No,
people-
share it because you like this content and you want to spread the message
Yeah,
of
riveting.
because you like it.
anti-propaganda to the rest of these American people
That's
or
right.
Asian people. Fuck.
That's right.
We never claimed it was educational.
If you're Asian and you want to continue watching content like this, you can't just keep watching this and not help us out. You got to share this content with your Asian buddies to make this a popular Asian show.
Patreon.
Okay?
Yes.
Yeah, I felt that way too, right? I was like, are we about to drop a Patreon right now?
We're not going to do that. But
Oh,
even if
Patreon.
10%,
I love Patreon.
even if
bro.
10%, I mean,
Well,
it's just not.
we
yeah.
could put exclusive content on
Maybe one
Patreon,
day.
like, I don't know,
There you go.
Maybe when there's some more
arguments?
subs.
debates.
There you go.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So
Thanks, you.
we'll see you next time, guys. And, take care of yourselves and, get along and make the world better or whatever. All right. Peace.
I thought you were looking at your phone waiting for something, and then I realized that you're just old and trying to see the letters.
Oh, you have to.
Bro.
I have to do that too now. Like,
Because he was like,
Like,
this,
my
and I was like,
dad,
oh,
holy
something
shit.
exciting's about to happen. Something exciting's about to happen.
I was
And I
gonna
was like,
say,
oh, he's just trying to read a text.